Hey guys, it's me. I am going to be doing a live interview. I may or may not show his face. He's been getting a lot of criticism on working a three-legged Great Dane. Um, is it okay if I give your first name?
Yes.
His first name is Bill. Um, I'm going to be running the interview with him, so this isn't going to be like my normal live feeds. So if you have any questions of his situation, if you guys know about his situation, just let me know and I will ask him. All right? So here we go. Hold on. There we go. All right, Bill. If you want, you can how did you getting my phone to stand up correct would be great. All right. How did you tell these people how you got to get how you managed to get Furgus?
Okay. We have a lady that we know that is a breeder, which we've known for a long time. We've actually got a dog from her. She is a professional breeder, not a backyard breeder, and she had a litter of puppies, which there were three in the litter, and one of them was Fergus, and he was born without a paw. Um, she thinks, and we've discussed it, that the mother had ate some cat litter, and possibility that's why he had the birth defect
Oh.
with missing the paw. And he actually is missing from the, I guess you would say, the ankle down, and his leg is deformed. I did send you a picture of him before, and
Right,
you
you
see
did.
how it was. We've always wanted a Harlequin Great Dane, and she had called us up and said, "Hey, I've got your Harlequin Great Dane, but he has a couple issues. Would you want him?" And so she sent us pictures, and we just fell in love with him, and we said, "Yes, we'd love to have him." She's never had any type of issues with this before. Uh, and we just think it was just a isolated incident at the time.
It happens. It happens with the best of them. You can't prevent
Right.
deformities.
A lot of people think that in the Dane world thinks when you have a double merle, which he is not a double merle, but a double merle is a pure white dog that is usually normally blind or deaf, or both blind and deaf. They think that they get them because you're breeding merles to merles, and it's not. Every Great Dane has a merle gene in him, which is a merle is a gray and black dog, kind of like a spotted dog or a brindle. They call them. It's kind of
Okay.
a brindle color, but it's gray and black. And then there's a blue merle, which is a blue. The spots are blue; they're not black. They call them a blue merle. So we went up and seen Fergus. His name wasn't Fergus at the time, but we went and seen him, and got to spend some time with him. He was only a couple weeks old, and then we discussed when we were going to pick him up. So we came back home, found a gentleman, which is my father was a amputee, did his legs for him, and we discussed it with him, and he fell in love. He said, "I absolutely want to do this," and he charges us no money for doing it.
Oh, that's
He is a
great.
he is a professional. I mean, he is a prosthetic. He does make prosthetics, orthotics, and braces. He's been doing it for years. He loves Fergus. We used to get legs for Fergus about every 2 to 3 weeks. Now it's about every month because he's not growing so much.
Right.
He is on his 10th leg. So let's get back to the story with Fergus. So we discussed with the breeder. At 4 weeks, we decided to pick him up and bring him home. He had already been weaned off his mother. With Great Danes, you can wean them a little earlier because they grow so fast.
Okay.
We brought him
I was just
home.
going to ask you that. Why so
Yeah,
early?
right. Let's say normally you don't take a dog away until they're at least 6 to 8 weeks old. But with
Right.
Great Danes, you can. It's not a everyday occurrence or every time occurrence. But with Furgus, uh, he was getting pushed away anyway from his other litter mates,
okay.
and he wasn't eating correctly. Um, so we brought him home and put him on some formula and got him to eat and got everything done. So he was fine. We did not take him out in the public too much because he didn't have his shots yet.
Right.
He couldn't get his shots until he was at least 8 weeks old. So for a month, he pretty much stayed home. We took care of him and did all that. In the meantime, the only time he actually went out is he went out. I think he was 5 weeks old when he got his first leg. He didn't have that very long at all. He didn't like it at all because it was just the way it fit.
Well, it was probably weird for him to use it because he's used to not having it.
Right, and he gets around really good without the leg. The only reason we have the legs is just to take the stress off his joints and muscles and stuff like that, so it doesn't cause him any problems. Danes have a lot of health issues. That's why a lot of Danes have to be rescued because people don't know how to take care of them and they don't know a lot about them.
Right.
We've done a lot of research on Danes. We've had a lot. We do have a lot.
Yeah. Go ahead and tell them how many Danes you have.
We have 8.
They have 8 Danes.
4 males and 4 females. Plus, we have a Daniff, which is a mastiff and Dane mix.
My daughter wants to see that one.
I'll have to take a picture of her. It would be with her being pregnant, but I'd have to take a picture of her.
Oh, yeah.
So, like I say, we brought him home. He got his first leg. It actually went on, and then there was a strap that went all the way over his back and hooked on his other leg to keep it on.
Mm-hmm.
He had that for a couple of weeks, and then the gentleman, he made a new one, and actually there's a couple of videos that on his page of him walking with it, some pictures, and we put it on, and he took off, running, playing, had fun with it. And like I say, he was growing so quick that sometimes his legs wouldn't even last in a week.
Okay.
So what? Go ahead.
On that page, you are getting hate because you're working a 3-legged service dog, and they're saying that that he's in pain, and you can tell he's in pain. What does your vet say about that?
Okay, Furgus goes to the vet at least once a month, and he gets checked out. We do X-rays on his legs. We do X-rays on his joints. We do ultrasounds on different things to make sure everything is working correctly. His leg, I guess you would say his leg that is deformed or whatever. We check everything out on that. He is not in any pain. He actually has a pad on the bottom of his stump that is just like a dog's pad on the bottom of their feet.
Oh, okay.
It's tough, and it's just like that. It's actually sweats, just like a dog only sweats out of their paws. A dog does not sweat out of their skin or anything else. The only time they sweat is out of the bottom of their feet.
I did not know that.
I don't know if anybody knew that, but that's what it is. Dogs don't sweat, only out of their paws. So we actually had him in a leg one time where it was a sleeve that went over, but he sweat so much that it was irritating his leg. So we stopped making that. We stopped wearing that type of leg and went to another type of leg. He's had 3 different types of legs, which the inserts are different. I don't know if you know anything about prosthetics. They have like a foam type.
Yeah.
Thing that slips over their stump, and then you put socks on, and then that and all that. So we're back to that there. But he gets regular checkups. He is not any pain. I tried to explain that when a person or an animal has a prosthetic leg, they do have a limp. My father had a limp.
It's because it's not a natural part of the body.
It's not a natural part of their body, and it doesn't bend. Their ankles don't bend. The technology today, I guess, it's like my father had when he started out. It's so much more. There's so much more advanced. I mean, there's more joints. and more things that make them where um, they don't look like they're limp so much, but they still limp. I mean, it's not a natural part of your body. It's almost like Furgus is almost like having a peg leg. There's no shock absorber to it because he chews on his legs, so we can't make a leg with all the joints and stuff on it because it's a very expensive leg. Right now, his legs are estimating about $1,000 a piece. He's on his 10th leg, so there's $10,000 this guy's invested of his own money and his own time to make legs for him. Now, once he gets a little older and he gets out of this teething stage that he's in, where he's not chewing so much, then he's going to get into the carbon fiber type deal. He's going to get into the joints, the different types of, a more advanced type of leg. Right now, it's more of just a peg leg, so there's no shock absorber to it. It's almost like walking on a stick. So that's going to make him, it's going to, what do you say, it's going to look like the limp is more than what it actually is.
It's going to make it look like he's in pain when he's actually not.
Right.
For all of those people that say that you can clearly see he's in pain, you don't know what the vet says. You don't know this family. You don't know this dog. This man, like he says, takes his dog to the vet every month. He's not in pain.
Right. And it's hard to get across, I guess, to people that, yes, it does look like he's in pain, but he's not. We check his leg every day. We clean it once he takes his leg off. We clean it. Once we put it on, we clean it. We clean the socket of the leg itself. I mean, it's very sanitized, I guess you want to say. We check and make sure there's no pressure points, no rubbing on his leg, nothing like that. And if we do, we leave it off for a few days. If it happens, it doesn't happen very, very much, but he does have a toenail, on his foot, like a nail, I guess, like you would have on a dog's foot. He has one on his stump, and we keep it trimmed down and stuff like that. Yeah.
So basically, it sounds like his foot was kind of deformed, and it's missing the ankle, and it just got deformed or got formed to his shin.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at your dog to have a paw, then you go up, and then there's a joint like a wrist. Mm-hmm. He's missing from that wrist part down. So he's missing right now, I guess you would say, at least 6 to 8 inches or more from what he has on his normal leg.
Right.
Plus, he has a deformity in his elbow, so he's got an extra bone in that. I mean, everything works. He actually uses his stump when he's walking around the house. A lot of times he'll put it down and just walk with it. Even when he was young, he did the same thing. But going back to working him, he's not really a three-legged dog because he wears his leg. When he's working, he has his leg on, and it's, like I say, it's for my wife and her diabetic alert. Now, I know people say, well, you can put stuff on your phone and check your blood. Yes, you can, and she does check it all the time. She doesn't take insulin shots. She takes medicine, pill medicine. If she ever had to go to actually insulin, which my sister doesn't, she's been on a diabetic since she was 12 years old, and she's actually on a diabetic pump, or insulin pump. But my wife's not. If she had to, she couldn't drive her school bus anymore because you can't be on insulin and drive a school bus. So I think, what is that, type 1 or type whatever 2 or whatever it is?
Type 1. Type 2 is the pill. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a type 2 diabetic. So
I got a suggestion from someone, and they're saying that maybe if you wanted to, if you decided, ask your vet if he'd be willing to do a video regarding the prosthetic leg and regarding Furgus being in pain and not in pain and all of that stuff. See if your vet would be willing to back you up on that. That was just
I mean, we can, like I said,
it was a suggestion I just got.
Yeah, and you can let them know that I mean, it's, I mean, if I have to, I don't. I mean, I will, but.
And you shouldn't have to begin with.
I don't have to. But... Really, I mean, to me, and this, Fergus's Facebook has been around since he was little, and I'm just recently getting feedback in the last few days.
That's because someone from Service Dog Shittery, which is a Facebook group, came upon your video and apparently took it upon themselves to assume that you guys were abusing your dog.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Let's go tell the dogs to shh. They have 8 dogs. No, they have 11 dogs.
12 dogs.
12 dogs. 12 dogs?
Yeah. Yes. We have 8 Great Danes.
Oh, yes, that's right. 1
Danish.
And
3 small ones.
And 3 small ones. That's right. There's 12 dogs.
Like I said, we do rescuing. We do pretty much Dane rescuing now and placing on just Danes now. We used to do all different, pretty much everything, cats and dogs and stuff like that. So we've actually had 2 pot-bellied pigs at one time.
So, have you discussed with your vet about having him be a service dog for your wife?
No, I mean, one of the things that our breeder wanted us to do was actually have him as a therapy dog at the beginning, support for wounded warriors and disabled children. Mm-hmm. We made the decision of the service dog because I have a service dog. But I have to say, Furgus is not a everyday. He's not a. I mean, maybe at home he is, but my wife doesn't take him every day to work or take him out every day. A lot of times it's the weekends or maybe 1 or 2 days during the week.
Okay, hold on right there. Someone new came in. I'm going to explain what's going on really quick. Texas, what we're talking about, I don't know if you follow Service Dog Shittery, but someone posted a video about a 3-legged Great Dane puppy being used as a service dog with a prosthetic leg, and this gentleman and his wife have been getting a lot of flack for it. Normally I don't intervene with drama and stuff like that, but for some reason I just got drawn to him. And I am very guilty. I am one that has given this guy flack, but I did the smart thing and went on his videos and realized I was in the way wrong, and I apologized to him, and he would, by the grace of God, forgave me, and we are doing an interview now, so he's in the middle of the interview. All right, go ahead. Wanted to do a catch-up.
Okay. I don't know where I was at here. With
the vet.
What's that?
The vet and her having him as a service dog.
Our vet is, I mean, it's not really, I'd have to say, involved in the leg process deal with the prosthetic. He just checks everything out, makes sure everything's okay. We have talked to a lot of different trainers. Actually, the trainer that trained Cooper, my service dog, and Furgus both, and some other trainers say that they didn't see any problem with it. A lot of people say that the ADA law does not cover that.
There is nowhere on that ADA law that says they do not cover disabled animals.
They say they have to be completely healthy and sound, and he is healthy and sound. I mean, there's nothing. He's up to date on his shots. He does not have any health issues besides his leg.
And that's just a deformity. That isn't.
Consider him a disabled dog because the way they see him getting around,
right?
And the way he does, the way he acts, We actually, I don't know, I told you yesterday, we're at a motorcycle expo in Evansville, which is a town not too far from us, and I'm in a ministry called Road Riders for Jesus. I'm actually the chaplain of our chapter, and we had a booth there, and we took Furgus and my dog Cooper with us, and he was actually playing with people and running around. Kids, we actually let a lot of the kids pet him. I don't do too much with my service dog. I do have a rule with you pretty much don't get to touch Cooper. He's more for, like, say, my anxiety and my PTSD, so he cannot be distracted. Fergus, I mean, it is diabetic alert, and I don't know if you know anything about alerting a diabetic alert.
Yes, I do.
It's more of the sugar, the more of the sweat, the more of the smell. Kind of like with the PTSD and anxiety, the dogs sense that.
Right.
People don't understand. You don't train a dog for PTSD and anxiety. They
sense it. Yes, exactly.
They sense it. They know what to do.
A few of my followers here, have a service dog for their PTSD and stuff. So
I mean,
we know
there is things that they're taught, like blocking and depression therapy, showing you a way to a door, to an opening, to get away. I mean, there's things like that, but to alert you for your PTSD and anxiety, and I saw your video, it's more of a pressure, touching you, nudging you. I mean, sometimes...
Actually, believe it or not, she was not alerting to PTSD there. She was alerting to my pain increasing. Okay. Because I didn't get into that with you when we were discussing off video.
Well, see, Cooper does that a lot with when my anxiety's up. He does a lot of that pushing and touching.
Yeah.
And he actually sometimes gets annoying. Like, I know Cooper is, but I mean, he's very.
He's like, you're not paying attention, Dad. You're getting anxious.
Really, yeah.
Can I have your spicy ones? Go ahead. Sorry.
He's really up when he's with me. He's totally different when he's in public than when he's at home. When he's at home, he's kind of a jackwagon. When he's out in the public, it's almost like a completely different dog.
Right.
And I don't know how yours is, but
my dog's allowed to be a pet basically at home, but she works.
Right, and that's the same way with mine. A lot of the comments on our pages the last few days were, you got to let the dog be a pet. Yes, he's a pet. He's a pet at home. People don't understand. Just because he's a service dog doesn't mean he can't be a pet. Can't have fun and run around and play and do all that. I mean, yes, he is working, but there is certain situations that he has to be serious, and certain situations when he's at home that he can just be whoever he wants to be. And sometimes we just take them out and they're just pets. Like, we go to PetSmart, sometimes they're just pets. We just go in and people can touch them, have fun with them or whatever. But, with Cooper, he gets so serious when he's out in public, and he's not aggressive at all. He just knows that he's not supposed to be touched, and he'll back up and get behind me a lot of times when people want to try to touch him,
His channel, he deleted the channel. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. He deleted the channel because he deleted a lot of the videos on the channel because of all the hate that he's been getting the past 2 days because of somebody from Service Dog Shittery. But so
now I don't know if I'm going to delete the page yet. I've got 12 more days before I have to make that decision, and I'm probably not going to. I'm just not.
I hope you don't. You don't let this.
I'm not going to put a lot of stuff on there. A lot of the videos that
you can make it private.
The main reason why I put those videos on there, and a lot of reason why I took those videos, is for the guy that's doing the legs for him, to see how he wants to see how he's walking in public, because he doesn't get to see him much when he gets his legs. When he goes and gets his new legs, he might get to see him for 5 to 10 minutes walking, but he doesn't see him, out in the public. So the main reasons why I take a lot of videos is to show Tom, hey, this is how he's walking. Like I say, we got a little bit of issues with this leg now. We think it's a little bit longer than what it should be, and it's making him lean a little bit, and it's making him limp a little bit more than normal. It's not that he's in pain. It's just it's kind of like
longer.
it's kind of like having a shoe on and not having a shoe on one foot,
Right.
not having a shoe on the other foot. That's kind of like the way it is. So we're actually probably going to be taking it in tomorrow or Tuesday and having him check it out, or we might go in next weekend and have him check him out and make sure that everything's okay. Um, with him growing so much when he was younger, he adds stuff to it. So when he gets his leg, it is a little bit longer, but then he grows right into it. But now at this stage of his life, now he's not growing so much. It's kind of like any dog. Some dogs, when they grow out and then they grow up.
Right.
So they don't grow both at the same time.
Got a suggestion, and I said this too. You should go private with his video, with his page. Do a privacy and just,
See, I don't know how to do that, so
I can walk you through that. And basically, like they suggest, let us monitor his pup's progress. And hold on, there we go. And give moral support to you as well. And also, I forgot to tell you this. I was also told to tell you that Cooper is saying, "Behave, Dad. Come on. You want me to do this, Dad."
Yeah. Cooper is, like I say, Cooper is not a normal service dog. I mean, I can't say that. He doesn't. A lot of things don't get to him. I mean, he's very calm when he's in public.
Like that's the way it should be.
When we were at the 4th of July last year and all the fireworks were going off, unfortunately, he was sleeping up right at my feet. And it just really didn't bother him. You know, nothing bothers him. I go to Christian concerts, and you know how music is loud. Doesn't bother him.
That's how it's supposed to be, except
events, doesn't bother him. I mean, he doesn't like people food. Seriously, I mean, you can ask my wife. He very seldom will eat anything that you give him that's people. Maybe a chip or a pretzel or something like that, but nothing very, very seldom that he does. So,
right.
You know. But yeah, I mean, my wife just said that my daughter knows how to go private with the page, and we'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, definitely go private.
There won't be too much stuff going on that, like I said, that people can, you know, it was getting so bad, they were critiquing us so bad that in one video they circle it that his ears were back and he was pulling, he wasn't healing right.
Well, first of all, he is just a puppy, and it takes 2 years to properly train a service dog.
Right.
And
and I tell people a lot of times, when you have a service dog and you know yourself, you're putting them in situations. You're always training them. It's just like being in public, any kind of public access. Yes, you might have passed your public access testing, but you're always training them. They're always in training. They can always learn something new.
And he's still a puppy. He's still a puppy. He's not fully. He's still learning public access.
And then the video, you probably saw it when he was a very little puppy, and people were saying you can't have a puppy in public. Let me explain to people about that.
I was just going to say, because I do have an issue with that one, and many of us service dog handlers do.
we do this thing called a rev ride through our ministry, where we go out and we do a ride for the vets. It's called Rev Ride. It's the riding for Evansville, which is the Evansville vets. These are homeless people. Homeless vets, and they're in this one home, and they only have small refrigerators and microwaves. So what we do a ride where people donate food or money, and then we give it to them, and so they can buy food. We buy different types of gift cards, like bus tokens and things like that.
Nice.
So that morning when we were going to do that, we had to run in and get some stuff. And it's our local Walmart, and we actually...
Do not tell us where that is, either.
I'm not going to. It's our local Walmart, and we actually got permission from the manager before we even walked in. And we had to go in and get a few things. And we had Furgus with us, and we had Cooper with us. And we walked in, went and got it, and we were actually walking out. I took the video, just like I said before, so Tom, the guy that does our legs, could see this. And I just stuck it on, the page, saying, hey, this is, we walked through Walmart. And we're literally in there probably 5, maybe 10 minutes at the most.
And
And
unfortunately,
walked to
that's
the
the
back
video
of the
that got him
store,
grief.
and then we walked back out. And after that, he never went in the store until actually he was pretty much all the way through his training. We had to do some public access things, some training to access. And when a dog is in training, they're actually allowed to go in to a public place.
In some states. Some states don't allow it. Your state is a SDIT state?
Yeah, our state lets us do this. We normally don't. I have never got any issues of bringing my dogs into anywhere. Like I say, I take my dog to church. According to the ADA law, a service dog is allowed to go into any public access place. Only places that you might have an issue with is like a government place, like a courthouse or a
church,
a police station. Churches, it's open to the public, but
churches have the right.
Right. Churches have a right to not say no, you cannot have it in there. But churches are open to is open to the public. So normally we don't have a problem with it. Cooper has actually been to 3 or 4 different churches with me, with him, and a lot of times people say, I didn't even know he was even here, because that's how well behaved he is. I get compliments from him all the time, because he is, both of Furgus, Cooper's probably more, but both of them are very well behaved and listen very well.
Right. See, the people on Service Dog Shittery didn't take into effect that he was just probably, a couple months old in that very first video? Yeah, that's the one that's getting him grief.
I guess he was that was his first leg, so he was probably 8 or 9 weeks old.
So
and yes, he's gonna sniff. Yes, he did sniff. Yes, he went underneath the clothing, but he did not do. Like I say, we walked to the back of the store. We got what we needed. Right. We turned around and walked right back out the store. And I don't know if you guys heard. We were actually talking about. I think we were going to get something to put him in, or I don't remember exactly what it was.
She said a vest or something, a harness, or a backpack or something.
Yeah, I really don't remember exactly what it was, but I think we got I think what it was is we were going to be out in the public, and we didn't know if we needed to get like a carrying case to put him in that.
Right. Little carrier, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, we were going to be out. We were going to put him in it in case he got tired or something. He wanted to lay down or something, and we couldn't watch him all the time. So that's what we're going to do. And actually, we didn't even use it. We bought it and didn't even use it. We actually had some friends of ours that watched him when we were on the ride and everything like that. So, it turned out. But and I could see their point of view of him being in there. But we did get permission, and it wasn't like we did it all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right. See, they don't take, and like I said, I was guilty of it as well, but like I also said, you forgave me for it because I apologized. Anyway, but they didn't take into the effect that, and they still aren't taking into the effect that Furgus was a puppy.
Right.
He was a puppy, and they don't know your situation. They don't know if you got permission or didn't get permission and stuff like that.
Well, and two, with the other videos, the one at Target, stuff like that, he has his training, he has his certificates, his stuff like that. He is registered. Those videos were the same thing.
Registered for what?
He is actually...
Because there's no service...
I don't know if you know about being a service dog. Service dog, you don't have to have any kind of...
nothing. You don't. That's why I said, wait, what type of registry?
He does have his CGCs, which is registered through AKC.
Right.
A lot of people think AKC is only for purebred registered dogs. They do a lot of different things besides registering a dog, a breed, I guess you want to say. They do their CGCs through, that's how you get your CGCs. A service dog doesn't have to have any of this. They don't have to have public access. They don't have to have CGCs. They don't have to have they don't have to be certified or anything like that.
Right.
That's the bad thing about it. That's the downfall of having a service dog. Anybody can have a service dog, which makes people like us that have to have a service dog look bad. And a lot of people were looking at these videos saying that we were
Falsely
we had a
saying,
false
yeah.
service dog, I guess you want to say. But no, he has his CGCs. Cooper actually has his, I don't know if you know about advanced CGCs. Cooper actually just took his test when Furgus got his took his CGC test and passed. Cooper ended up the same day getting his advanced CGCs.
In case test. In case you don't know what a CGC is, it is AKC's Canine Good Citizen Award certificate. I still got to get Ellie hers. Go ahead. Sorry.
So, and then we have the public access from both of them. And they're actually registered, and a lot of people think that a lot of these service dog registries are fake. They're not. There is a few out there that actually are legitimate.
Well, that's where people are going to have a problem with you, because there is literally no service dog registry anywhere.
Right. There is. People don't understand. There actually are. They actually give you a registered number. It's not that you have to have it. It's just that you're on file, I guess you want to say. A lot of people don't know this, but there are actually sites out there. A lot of them are fake. Yes, they are. But there's a couple that are not. And you don't have to have it. It's just, I read a long time ago about service dogs. The more identification a service dog has, the easier it is for them to access in the public. Like having a vest. You don't have to have a vest to be on a service dog. It's not required.
Hold on. I don't think he's talking about these people registering them after testing them. I'm thinking he's still saying that there's sites out there that are legit registries. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't have to register your dog through these sites.
Which one in specific? That way, which site specifically?
There is one out there called USA Dog Registration. And I actually did some research on these, and that's the only one I know that we have used that is legit. I think there's a couple other out there. I'm not for sure. I'd have to do some research on that. But the one we use is called USA Dog Service Registration.
Okay. Still thinking you should do more research on the registration thing.
Now I do have I guess badges that Cooper carries, and then I have the ADA law that he carries, and they're actually on his vest.
The DOG considers them a fake agency. The Department
I don't know what DOG is.
Department of Justice.
Right. I have to disagree, but everybody's got their opinion.
Well, the Department of Justice is the federal justice system for the country, I don't know.
I have not seen this, but but like I say, you don't have to do that. Right. You don't have to go to those sites. The main things you have to have is you have to have your CGCs and your public access.
You don't have to have your CGCs.
Have them, but it's nice to have them. Let me restate that. You do not have to have them, but it's nice to have them.
Yes, it's good to have them. That way, it's...
Most service dog people, most people that have service dogs, that have their CGCs, and they've done their public access testing and training and testing.
Right.
Like I said,
I'm one of those that didn't.
Right. You don't have to have any of that. A service dog does not have to have any kind of document or certification or anything like that.
Sorry.
But to make it easier for you to enter in different public places.
It's good to have them.
It's good to have them. Pretty much the only questions that anybody's supposed to ask you is that a service dog, and what is its task? You don't have to tell them what your disability is. You just tell them what the task is. And a lot of people confuse that. A lot of people think the task is what your disability is. It's not. The task is what is the task they perform. like blocking or deep pressure therapy or taking you to an exit or different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Different pressure points and things like that, like ours, mine, and yours does.
Right.
Pressuring you, doing like that. So.
There was
Okay.
There was a couple of questions that all right, we're going to go back to the vet thing.
Okay.
Your vet has not said anything whether it's okay to work him as a service dog, or they said it's not a problem.
It's not a problem. I mean,
did your vet say that, or
it's not. It's not. Let me explain about a lot of the vets don't. They're not up on the service stuff. They just know that they tell us that he's in good health and sound. That
right.
Working is not going to give him any type of problems, I guess you want to say. I mean, they're not actually coming out and saying yes, it's good or yes, it's bad. They're just saying that he is in good health and doing what he's doing is not causing any type of problems, I guess, for him.
Right, because he's not a mobility dog.
Right, he's not carrying anything, helping you get up off the ground, do anything like that. He's more,
alerting to her sugar.
Right, just alerting. Cooper's not a mobility dog either. He doesn't help me. He could be, but he's not. A lot of service dogs out there for different types of mental problems are not a mobility dog. Like with you, your dog is a light mobility.
Very, very light. And what I mean by that is I don't use her for to help get me off the ground or anything like that. She basically, if I can't function getting up the stairs or up a slight hill, she goes ahead of me a little bit and gives me that momentum, I guess.
Right, I understand. No, our vets never told us that we should not use him as a service dog because, he's in very good health. I mean, like I say, the only, I guess
that's
you
awesome,
want to say,
Gene.
disadvantage for Fergus is he has a prosthetic leg, and I don't consider that a disadvantage for him because
right.
he gets around very well. I mean, some of the videos you see, like the one person seen the one where he was actually in my mother's backyard, and him and Cooper were running around, and he jumped up on the porch.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's not that he didn't want to come back down. A lot of people thought, oh, he's in pain. He doesn't want to come back off the porch. He actually wanted to go back inside. He didn't want, excuse me. He actually wanted to go back inside. It's not that he didn't want to come back off the porch or anything like that. He just wanted to go back inside. He was spoiled rotten, wanted to go back in with grandma.
Right.
So that's the only reason. They were actually, when I took that video, they had been out in the yard for a while. He was running back and forth, and I was like, you got to see, I wanted to actually, that was another video that I took to show Tom, hey, this is what he's doing, this is how he's looking.
And of course, you go to pull the video out, and he stops running around.
Right. I mean, it was, like I said, he had been running around for probably 20 minutes before I even started the video. And you could see at the beginning of that video how he was lunging forward. I don't know if you've seen the first part of that video, and he took off running.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Like I say, he'd been running around for a while, and like I said, I was taking that video for Tom because we actually had to take that leg and go back in. I don't know if you noticed the leg; it was kind of curled at the bottom. We actually had to go in, and he actually had to go in and cut it and straighten it because he made that leg so he was on his other legs. He was walking off the back of the leg, and he wanted him to walk off the whole part of the paw of the bottom of the leg. So he made that bend in it, but it wasn't working right. So he went out and actually modified the leg. So that's one of the reasons why I did it. I did that video. Awesome. Every video you've seen that him walking pretty much was for Tom, the guy that makes the legs. Pretty much.
Right,
So
because Tom is basically wanting to see and better the next prosthetic.
right. I mean, he's always thinking about, hey, let's not do this, let's try this. This didn't work, let's try something else. This is all new for him because he's never done a dog before. So he's always done people. So it's different because you could go out and get
He
a
does
prosthetic leg and say, hey, this is not working for me. Let's try something else. Cooper or Furgus can't tell you that.
right.
We could only visualize it and say, okay, this doesn't look right. Let's try this, or hey, this doesn't look like it. And like getting back to him being in pain. If Fergus's in pain, he's going to tell you about it. He'll whine and cry and do everything if he's in pain. You know, if something's not right. And he's never done it with a leg, but he has done it otherwise. Did something or hit something or did that. So people say, well, that he can't tell you that he's in pain. Yeah, he can't tell you, but you can see if he's in pain or not. And
Right.
we know, we've had him since he was 4 weeks old. We know if he's in pain or not, or it's not working out. So
Right. Someone wanted me to ask, and actually she's on here today, something about, are you thinking of possibly getting him when he's older and stops growing a bionic? Did I say that right, Jean? A bionic leg?
well, once he gets old enough and he's out of this chewing stage, he's actually going to get a leg that actually has joints like in the foot. The foot will move. He'll actually have carbon fiber for the part that goes around his leg. He'll actually have aluminum rod that has joints and things in it. He'll actually get a more advanced leg. He'll never not have a leg. The guy that does the legs said he'll at least have 2 legs a year. No matter if once he stops growing or not, he'll always have a new leg. He'll always be having a new leg. Right
And that
now,
is huge. That is huge that he is doing that for you. I am so grateful that he's doing that for you, all out of the kindness of his heart.
well, the thing
It's
about it
amazing.
is right now these legs that he's got now are just pretty much peg legs. You can let everybody know that's what it is. It's kind of like walking on a stick. There's no shoppings over to it. So that's what it makes him. It makes him look like he's limping more because there's nothing. There's his legs, his ankles not moving. It's just kind of like walking on a stick, I guess you want to say.
Yeah,
Like
there's
a peg
no
leg, like an old
joints.
pirate's leg. Because he don't want to do anything exotic or advanced because he don't want it to be chewed up. He don't want to put
All that work in it,
$1,500,
yeah.
$2,000 into a leg and then it gets chewed up. You know what I'm saying? Right now, he's trying to keep the cost down for himself until he gets out of this chewing stage. Unfortunately, he likes to chew on things. So, I can send you some pictures of some of the legs that he's had, and pretty much every leg he's ever had, he's done some kind of chewing on it.
That's what puppies
If you
do.
look at some of his legs, he's got fiberglass, like he's got wrap like you would make a cast out of on the bottom of his leg. The leg he's got now, same thing. He chewed part of the toes off on it. So we had to take it in and have it fixed. So unfortunately, that's the back. Like when you say that is the downfall of him having his legs right now. Is he does too much chewing. So and yes, he'll probably have some kind of bionic leg, I guess you want to say, maybe later on, but not like I say right now. It's just not cost efficient, I guess you want to say, or
Right.
not smart to do something like that and then end up, tearing up something that's very expensive because we don't pay for any of this. The guy that makes them doesn't charge us for, so we don't want to have anything, we don't want for him to chew up something that's very expensive. So.
Right. Very, very true. Very good point. I'm trying to think of other questions. You already answered the vet question because people were wondering how your vet could allow you to work Fergus as a service dog. See,
Like I said before, he doesn't see any problem with him. He knows how his leg fits and everything. It doesn't fit, it's not a ill fit type of, leg or anything. It's all custom made for him. He doesn't see any problem with any prolonged problems or health things or anything like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because a lot of us service dog handlers do not like the fact that disabled dogs are worked, but those with physical disabilities, I guess what we could say, what I'm learning from you actually is that if it is a medical alert dog, there should be no reason why you can't work a dog with disabilities, depending on the disability, I guess, as a
Right.
service dog.
Well, like I mentioned before, I don't know, and you might want to look this up. There's a lady in Florida that was, where was she from, Pam?
She's from Bosnia.
She's from Bosnia.
Hi, Pam.
She and her friends were in a car bombing. She's one of the only ones that made it out. She had an amputated leg.
Yeah, she was involved in a bombing, a car bombing, and she was with some friends of hers, and she was the only one that made it out. And her leg ended up getting infected, so they gave her a prosthetic leg. She actually moved over here, and they did an operation, and she got a prosthetic leg. So she actually ran into some people that had a Great Dane that when it was a puppy, the mother actually stepped on the rear leg and broke the rear leg. Well, it never healed right, and it got infected, so they had to amputate it. So they ended up giving her a prosthetic leg.
Okay.
And you guys can look it up. Her name is Maja. It's spelled Maja, and the dog's name is Rosie. And she's actually a what kind of speaker is she? Motivational speaker. Maja is. And you can look it up. She has her own website and all that. You can Google it and see all the different things. And her rear leg, she is a fawn Dane, a tan-looking Dane, a Scooby-Doo type of dog. And
Hi, Kaylin.
she is, and Rosie is actually her service dog. Plus, she does a lot of agility type things, the agility type courses and stuff like that. She does that. But she is a service dog for Maja, and she has a prosthetic leg. So it's not common for a disabled dog, I guess you want to say, to be a service dog, but they are out there.
They are.
Furgus is not the only disabled dog that is a service dog. We wouldn't do this. We wouldn't we wouldn't have Furgus as a service dog if we thought that it was going to do if he was going to be any kind of do any jeopardy or anything on him, harm him at all whatsoever.
Right.
I mean, people are saying that it was humane and unethical, and we were abusing him, and it was cruel. Let me tell you what, Fergus is laying right beside me.
He looks very happy, by the way. Fergus looks very happy.
I will private message you some pictures from yesterday of him. One of our good friends she was squatting down, petting him, and he was licking on her, and he butt pumped her and knocked her down, and then jumped on top of her and was licking her and playing with her. And it was funny.
Yeah, he's treated so badly.
Yeah, I mean.
There's a little boy yesterday too.
And there was a little boy that was in a stroller, and Fergus was licking on him and loving on him and all that, and like I said, like I told you yesterday, the people that know us, and there's a lot of people out there that know Furgus. I mean, Furgus, unfortunately, and I don't know if it's good or bad, but he's been in the local news here. The paper, our local paper did a story on him. He was him and my wife were on the front page. He's been on the news in Indianapolis. They did a story on him there. It actually made it all the way over to Mexico. They did a story. They did the story on him on there. I mean, he is a famous dog, but unfortunately, maybe it caused problems. People seen this and just
I think the wrong person
got
saw
really
it.
bad. I mean, it didn't bother me as much as my wife. My wife was very, very, very hurt about it. I mean, just
Yeah.
really, really upset about it.
And again, I
And
apologize.
it actually made her second guess everything, knowing that we've done everything right. But it actually made her second guess it. You know what I'm saying?
I know I already apologized, but I apologize for my part in that as well. And I'm glad that you forgave me to allow me to do this. Hold on one second. T Gene, what is DME? Difference between healthy and sound, but needs to use DME. What's DME? And a dog disabled by arthritis, which he does not have arthritis right now, so they're not going to work him if he has arthritis.
The dogs, any large dogs, they do get, after a while, they do get hip dysplasia. Anytime you breed a large dog like a Dane or a Mastiff or anything like that, you should be, if you're a professional about it, you should get health or hip testing done,
right.
And things like that. Furgus is done, had his. It's just not in females. It is in males. You get testing on their hips and stuff.
No, they get tested in females too. Well, I don't know about Danes, but
they do it in Danes, and they do it especially in females when they want to make sure that everything's going to be okay if you are breeding them,
right?
If you're a professional breeder. And a lot of people out there are hounding on people that do breed. I mean, there is a lot of people out there that do it professionally. They're licensed to do it. In different states, you have to have a license. You have to go through different requirements through kenneling and different like that. Our breeder does all of that. She is actually, they come out and they come out and see the sites every month or every other month and check everything. She has to go through a lot of paperwork and stuff like that. But yes, pardon?
Gene, what do you mean by your the difference between and stuff?
The USDA actually does all the site checks and all that. It's kind of like you doing a health inspection. She has to have inspections done out there. Actually, she just went through one a couple months ago. They come out and check all the sites, check all the kennels, check all the dogs, check all your shot records and all that. So, but yeah, he does, like I say, he gets checked. He gets checked a lot because of his, missing his leg. We want to make sure everything's okay for him. And if it comes to a point where it's not working for him, then we'll retire him. He'll just be a pup. He'll just be a pet. Like I say, we don't want to put him into any situation or any place where he's going to get hurt or go be through any kind of discomfort by doing this.
One of my friends made a good point here. She says, we as humans, the same one that said difference between healthy and sound, but needs a DME, which is a durable medical equipment. All right, she's saying there's a difference between a dog that needs durable medical equipment and a dog that's disabled by arthritis, which you would agree that. She also said, we as humans get cranky when people tell us humans we cannot do things because of our equipment, yet service dog handlers will not grant the same to a healthy and sound service dog with a prosthetic.
Right. And that's true. That's kind of like them saying we should not work him because he's disabled and has a prosthetic leg. So they're saying is that a human with a prosthetic leg should not ever have to work. Should never ever work again.
Right.
My father had a prosthetic leg, and my father worked and mowed the grass and did everything, and up until probably 10 or 15 years before he passed away because he was old, getting older, and he needed not to do it anymore. So what they're saying is, and what I tried to sell them is, and they were saying, well, a disabled dog is different than a disabled person. No, it's not. You know, a disabled you shouldn't tell a disabled person that they cannot work because they're disabled.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they don't have to because they're disabled, but if they want to, if they have a prosthetic leg, you know, they can still work just the same as everybody else can. You know.
I agree. Like I said, everybody knows that I am guilty, and actually, I'm even more guilty than some of those that are commenting on his video, because I private messaged them, and I wasn't really nice in my message, and they blocked me, which is highly understandable. And when he blocked me, that's when I decided to be like, wait a minute, this is not me. Let me go check out their channel. And that's when I found that dog is not in pain, and you can tell that he's not in pain. Looking at him from a quick glance and just looking at the video really quick, you're going to assume he's in pain. But when you look at all the videos and put them into one and listen to what they're talking about, you can tell that they're like, okay, wait a minute, this prosthetic might not be as good, or wait a minute, he's doing much better on this prosthetic leg. You could tell that they're trying to help the dog and not trying to hurt him in any way, shape, or form. And after seeing all the videos, I went and I have another Facebook account for security reasons, and I emailed him from my account. I'm going to call it email. It's messaged him. I messaged him from the other account, and I told him who I was, but he graciously, I told him who I was, and I told him I am very sorry because I am not that type of person, and anybody on here and in my real life will tell you I am not that type of person. I'm not a judgmental person. That's the farthest thing from me, and I just got caught up in it, and I apologize, but they forgave me for it, so I'm very gracious that they forgave me for it, and I'm glad they did, because now I'm learning a lot from him and Furgus, learning that some people are going to hate people working disabled dogs no matter what. They're going to hate people working older dogs no matter what. I'm going to get grief because my dog's going to be 9. I'm going to get grief because of that. So that's when I started thinking, why am I giving him grief because his dog is missing a limb? His dog isn't missing a limb from an injury that could potentially cause more health problems down the line. He's missing a limb because of the fact that he was born that way. So, and they're doing everything in their power to help the dog and put the prosthetic leg on the dog so when they are out in public or out having fun doing whatever, that leg is there to add extra support so his other 3 joints are taking the brunt of the support of the missing leg. That sum that up?
Yes, and that's very true.
Stop it.
When a lot, like I said numerous times, a lot of these videos were taken because the guy that does his legs wanted to see them. A couple of the videos were actually Tom was in the video, like the one where he was running across the parking lot. You know, like I said before, he is new to this, to the animals. He's not new to this to human beings. The prosthetics for human beings.
Right. He works as a human
he owns his own
prosthetic
business, and that's what he does every day.
Right.
So this is something new to him, and every time he makes a new leg, it's better. He's learning more about it. And he's always got ideas. He's always telling me about, hey, let's do this. We might try this next time. Let's try this here. He does not want to have any type of pressure on Fergus's leg. When Fergus puts his leg into the, I guess you want to say, the socket that goes down inside the leg, his bottom of his paw or his stump does not touch the bottom of that part.
I was
If it
going to ask you
does,
that.
if it does, he'll make a new leg. His paw, his bottom of his stump has never touched the bottom of the insert inside the leg. Never has once. What we do is he puts a prosthetic sock on. There's different types, different thicknesses of prosthetic socks. We've gone through the thicks and thins. He's actually on a thin sock right now with his newest leg. You put a sock on, and then you put the socket on.
Go ahead.
Then you have another sock on top of that covers that up. Then we put the leg on. It has a Velcro strap that goes around the back to keep it secured. And then I have these things. I don't know if you ever heard of the copper fit stuff. They got knee braces, elbow braces. Brett
yes.
Favre actually does those. Well, I have some that go across your shin, and then I put those over because I don't want him to chew on the straps or anything like that. It just goes over the top and covers up everything, so it kind of looks nice and everything. And then, like that. As soon as he gets home, if we've been out most of the day, as soon as we get home, he goes to the bathroom, we come inside, we take the leg off, and he runs around without it on. I'd have to say during the week, most of the time, he doesn't have the leg on. I mean, I might put it on for a part of the day. When I come home after my first job, I put it on for him for a while. And then when my wife comes home, she leaves it on for a little while and takes it off. I mean, it's not on. He doesn't have it on constantly. When he sleeps at night, he does not have it on. Like right now, he's sleeping. He doesn't have it on. We don't try to overdo it, I guess you want to say, for him. He enjoys having the leg on, but then after a while, it's time to. It's kind of like anything. Let's take my shoes off.
Right. Yeah.
And like that. So, and he's pretty fast, but he doesn't have that leg on. I mean,
yeah, he is. I saw him.
He actually uses that leg, that stump. Actually, he walks. He walks on it. He'll put it down and kind of walk on it a little bit.
Oh God!
Like
if you had him walking, if you had him walking in the store without the leg, people would surely have a problem.
Right. So it'd even be worse. And it's funny too because a lot of people goes, "Oh, look, he's got a cast on." No, it's not a cast; it's a prosthetic leg. I can't tell you how many times a day when I take him out that I have to say, "No, that's actually a prosthetic leg." Don't feel sorry for him. There's no pity party. Don't feel pity for him.
But still cute.
It's funny too because they'll see the spots because the guy that does the legs because Furgus has spots on him because he's a Harlequin. He actually paints spots on the leg so it looks like he's on the leg.
Oh, cool. You see me smiling and stuff because I got 2 replies here. I want to encourage this guy to keep doing video documentation of his pup's training, and also tell him to post videos and just disable the comments. So you could post your videos without making it private, but just disable the comments.
See, I don't know how to do that either. So.
Yeah, so people can think and comment, but they won't be able to get the comment. Actually, better yet, make it private so they have a harder time stealing your video like this person did.
Well, there's a lot of I talked to a girl last night that I was actually going to delete her, and I don't know if I did or not yet because I have to say I've deleted probably 200 comments or more in the last few days, and things like that. But she was saying that she actually got the video off of Instagram. And the one where they saw it the one where they said it was at the one Walmart, that it wasn't, I don't know how anybody got it there because we've never had him in at that certain Walmart.
Let him think it. Let him think it is all I can say. Let him think it.
But she said it was actually taken off at Instagram. That's how she saw it. So, but like I said, I've deleted a lot. I've deleted pretty much all the videos of him, the ones that they saw, so I shouldn't have too much problem with it. I'm still going to discuss it with my wife and my daughter about leaving the page on.
Definitely, I think.
I haven't made that decision yet because, like I said, I'm going to let it ride for a few days and see how everything goes.
You're gonna get the grief no matter what, especially
and I understand that.
since people don't understand your story. That's why I was inclined to, for some reason or another, and I'm very happy that I did. I'm sorry that it took so long, because I told him, 2-3 days ago that I wanted to interview him, but everybody knows my illnesses and stuff. I literally sleep 16 to 20 hours a day, because I'm always in pain and my medicine makes me sleepy. Anyway, but they're going to give you grief no matter what. These people just seem to want drama, 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 drama. You should keep up with the videos. Like we said, put it private. Anyone that is agreeing with my opinion here,
Right.
if you allow me to be a friend on that private page, his private page,
Right.
I will discuss with you, say, hey, this person wants to also, and they concur, like the two people on here. They seem to think that you're a good guy and you're not harming the dog at all.
Well, you know what the page is. I don't know if you want me to announce that.
That's totally up to you. That's your choice. But there's actually a couple pages with that name, so I'll have to help them.
There's actually one page. He actually has one Facebook page, and it's Furgus, Furgus, the Furgus the Great Dane. That's
right.
Actually his page.
But there's different pages that when you look up Furgus the Great Dane, there's a couple that came up. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's weird.
Yeah, he's the only one.
With a UR instead of an ER.
With the UR instead of E. See, it's fur, like fur
okay.
on a dog.
Texas Service Dog Team. Furgus the Great Dane is the Facebook page. Furgus, the Great Dane. You can send me the picture of the page, and I'll let you know if it's the right one.
I just changed the picture on it.
That's right. We want him. Yeah, we want him involved with us good guys.
Right. He is. I actually changed his page. I took the one where he was a pup with his ball with no paw on, that was on there, and I actually changed it to a different picture with him. Actually, a side profile of him. It was a professional picture that was taken. Our breeder did it one day. She took a bunch of pictures of him, and he's facing kind of. You can see a side profile of him. I actually took the one off.
I'll help you.
Just kind of get away from that picture, and I went to a different one. So you'll see a different picture of him there. Still the same page, but
Facebook may have already deleted it then.
Why is that?
Because they can't find it.
Well, it's actually I don't know if it deleted. Everybody's finding it because I'm getting like thousands and thousands of things of it, but I don't know if they deleted it or not.
She's not on Facebook. She was looking on YouTube. I said Facebook.
No, it's actually Facebook. It's not YouTube.
Facebook.
Yeah.
She was looking on YouTube. Never mind.
Okay. She should be able to find it because people's on there have been on there the last bunch.
Well,
when I get off with you, I'm going to check again and see how many notifications I've got, because, like I say, I've taken a lot of the videos off, so I don't know if they're going to comment on it anymore or not. The only thing that's on there now is the big thing I told about the haters and all that.
Yeah, you need to unblock me.
I didn't put any comments, or I didn't put any periods or commas in it that somebody said that it was just an ongoing sentence.
I do that too.
Do that, so.
Because you're talking into your phone, right?
Right.
So yeah, I do that too. But you need to unblock me on his page, though.
I don't know how to do that either, so.
When you know how you went in to block me, you just go do the same thing, but hit unblock.
I don't think I blocked you on the other one that you were talking to.
No, you blocked me on the one that I'm talking to you on now.
Okay.
The other one I'm not blocked on.
The real name or the other name?
The real name. They both technically are my real name because I just used my middle name and my maiden name for the other one.
The one, I think, I didn't block you on the one that starts with an A.
Right.
But I think I blocked you on the other one.
Yeah, just unblock me on that one because that's the one I use.
Like I said, I don't know how to do that. So it's is it? Can I say it?
Yeah, it's Julianne, all one word, JULIEANN. Jeffords,
yes.
JEFFORDS. My page is private, so nobody can get on there without my permission. So I don't care.
Well, I'll have to go in and do it and find it and everything. Like I say, I've blocked so many people. I just go in there now and just start blocking. I don't even. Well, unless you say something nice, I block it.
Yeah, so you definitely have 3 new followers, as I can tell right now, that are going to be sticking up for you. And that's why I wanted to do this interview, so people got to know what you're about and why. And for those of you didn't really get to hear, but he actually rescues Great Danes, not date grains. Great Danes. He rescues them and puts them with their forever homes and stuff.
Actually, we've kept a lot of them.
Yeah, you kept.
Actually, our breeder stopped us. She says we can't do that anymore because we've got so many. We rescue them and then we have to give them new homes. We can't keep them anymore. We can't
keep them anymore.
We already have 8. We had 9 and we had one pass away this last year. She was real old and she actually ended up getting cancer and we had to put her down. But like I say, we're down to 8 now.
Yeah.
So.
Here comes the cavalry, they said. One of them said, "Here comes the cavalry, we're in to help."
Well, and I appreciate all the support. Like I said, it's just been really bad the last few days since actually I think Thursday or Friday.
It's because of that service dog shittery post.
Right, and it's been just bombarding, blowing up his page, and just like I said, some of my friends have seen it and they're just dumbfounded about it. And then like I say, the main reason why I wanted to delete the page is because of my wife,
No.
Put her through all that, and
you can make that page private so they can no longer. The only people that will be able to comment on your page are your friends and friends of friends.
Now, what about the people that like the page?
It doesn't matter. They can't comment it. They're not going to. Unfortunately, the ones that are going to be.
A lot of my friends have liked the page. They go in there and like it.
Your friends, yes, they're going to be able to.
But a lot of other people have went in there that, like some of the people that have the last few days have gone in and liked the page and not. Criticized us or did anything bashes or anything like that.
Right. The one thing, the downfall is that yes, you want to spread awareness, yes, you want to do that, but unfortunately, to keep the haters at bay, being private, you're only going to be able to do to be private. They're only gonna be able friends and friends of friends. So your friends and the friends that are on their friends list are gonna be able to comment and like your videos.
Okay. Well, if you want to send a friend request to that page, I can accept it.
Yes.
And whatever friends that are your friends can, that away too.
Right.
It's kind of like we have a Facebook through the the Christian organization, Road Riders for Jesus. We actually have our chapter has a Facebook page, and we had to actually kind of monitor it because we were getting a lot of people in doing different things. And now I'm actually one of the board members of our chapter, and we're only the board members can accept the friend request. So
right.
Like I said, and if you send and you can let them know if I accept you as a friend and you bash me, you'll be deleted as soon as you do it. Like I said, and I've said it 100 times, this dog is one of the most spoiled, rotten dogs I've ever had. I mean, he is treated like a king. He is very well taken care of. You know, all of our dogs are. I mean, we get up in the morning at 4:30 in the morning, and it takes us 15 minutes to feed everybody. There's no limit on what we give our dogs. You know, our dogs probably eat better than we do sometimes. I mean, I go through a 50-pound bag of dog food every 4 days. So you can imagine how much feed I buy. We just purchased, last year in November, we purchased 60 bags of dog food. I have to buy a shed. I had to buy a shed just to put my dog food in. They get different supplements. It's just not all dry. They get moist food. They get a thing called wheat germ oil, where it helps them with their coat and their growth. It's actually for horses, but you get a small dosage of it, like a teaspoon or a tablespoon of it. I mean, our cats get moist food and dry food. We spend a lot of money on dog food, animal food.
Yeah, you guys.
Chickens, and we do have chickens too. We have 30 of those. So, you know.
How many chickens?
We have about 30. So
They have a farm.
Both work 2 jobs. These chickens actually started out with my 2 daughters' 4-H projects, and when they were in 4-H. But they both had graduated from high school, so now we just have them. I get probably a dozen or more a day of just eggs. I actually brought in 6 18-packs of eggs today from the coop. That's not just one day. That's 108 eggs that I brought them in. I leave them out there for a while, then I bring them all inside. We clean them, and then we take them out. You know, but we both work 2 jobs so we can support our animals, pretty much.
I was gonna say, because
I get up at 4:30 in the morning and I go to bed at 11:30 at night, 5 days a week. So
I wish I could.
And my wife gets up and she drives school bus. She starts at 6:30 in the morning, or 6 o'clock in the morning, with her school bus, and she works another job. She drives a school bus, works for Walmart, and goes back and drives her school bus, and then she comes home. And like I say, I work my first job. I come home about 11:30, 12. I get cleaned up. I let all everybody out so they can go to the bathroom, take care of everything, and then I go to work at the school as a custodian. So that's where I was the other night when we first started talking.
Right.
So, and I'm glad that you've done this interview with me. I hope it gets out and people understand that we're not bad people. We love our animals. We love animals, period.
Yeah, hopefully.
We do anything in the world for our animals. So.
Yeah, they're saying that keep the page as friends and friends of friends, so we can get the cavalry through the fence.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this gets out to the haters too. I mean, I don't know what you're going to do with this live feed or whatever.
Well, the live feed is on my YouTube, and I'll give you my YouTube information. So, I don't know if you guys have a YouTube channel. Probably right now, not advisable to put working a disabled service dog on yet, until people are more open to it.
Yeah.
Because you'll receive a lot of hate on YouTube. You think you got it on Facebook.
We don't do a YouTube or anything like that. But like I said, if you want to put this out or whatever you want to do with it, I leave that up to you on the how do you want to say that, the monitoring it, I guess.
Monitoring it.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I want to say.
No, definitely don't delete his thing, because people now, we got 2 other people here that want to follow his progress, and
right.
And they are also fellow service dog handlers.
Yes.
So they want to follow his progress and stuff. So, and they're good. One of them is a veteran of the military.
Yeah, see, I'm a veteran too, so.
What branch did you serve in?
The National Guard.
National Guard. When did you retire?
I've been retired since I only was in for 8 years. I retired in '88. So.
Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you. And when we do we actually do a lot of stuff for veterans through our ministry too. So a lot of some of our members are veterans, so we do a lot of different things. Like I said, we're doing this Rev Ride, the 28th, 26th, 28th of this month. We're doing another ride. So, and that's going to be, like I say, collecting money and supplies and things for these people. We actually just went and picked up yesterday different toiletries and hygienic stuff, soaps and stuff for them. There's 24 men and 3 women that we provide for. And this is our second ride. We did one last year, and we're doing this one this year, and then we'll actually do another one at the end of the year. We're going to try to do 2 a year for them.
Nice.
Like I say, these are for homeless vets that actually live in a facility that they do, and they, like I say, they're limited on what they have. They only have a small refrigerator and a microwave to cook things in, so we have to buy food that they can cook in that and stuff like that. So
right,
we do gift cards, Walmart gift cards, and like Subway and things like that, and we do get bus tokens for them so they can ride the bus and things like that. So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, so
well, I was gonna say thank you. It definitely opened up my eyes, and hopefully, this will open up many other people's eyes as well.
Well, anytime you want to talk or you need to, want to get hold of me, we can do this again. We don't have to do an interview. We can do this message, video chat or whatever you want to do. That's fine. I have unlimited service on my phone, so anytime you want to do that, if you want to message me, whatever time, any day, every day, doesn't make a difference.
Okay.
I enjoy talking about it. I am so glad that you've have done this for me, and
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
You realize that we're not bad people, and that you've got it out and let people know that we are not, that he is not abused at all. And like I said, I canceled the delete today, but I don't think I think I have to wait the 12 more days for it to be totally not deleted. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
not deleted because they give you 14 days to change your mind. That's why people are still coming on. But I don't think I'm going to. But like I said, I'm still going to discuss it with my wife. And
move it to move it to private. If you go into your settings on Facebook, you can control your privacy settings.
Now, on his or on
yours or his?
Okay.
His or yours.
Okay. I think ours is private anyway, isn't it? Me and my wife, we have the same Facebook. So anytime you message me on Messenger, she sees the same message.
Okay.
She's the one that said the other night that we are on fast time and all that.
FaceTime, yeah.
We're on, because we're an hour difference. Because Indiana, some of the cities are still on, like we're an hour difference. They call that fast time.
Oh,
so,
okay.
I could drive an hour from here and be in fast time. It'll be an hour difference.
Okay. That's weird.
All right. Well, thank you a lot.
You're welcome, and thank you for.
It's getting late. I've got to get up early in the morning. So, like I said,
I'm just gonna go back to bed.
Like I said, anytime you want to talk, keep in touch with me.
All right.
I'm more than willing to talk. If you want to do another message to the video chat or whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, that would be great.
Like I say, good luck with your pup, and
thank you, and good luck on yours. And
if you need any advice, you sound like you know a lot, but if you need any advice on anything, let me know. I do have a lot of knowledge on the service dog and on the Danes and different animals. We've been doing this for a long time, so a lot of people think that we don't know, but we do know. We have a lot of knowledge on the animals.
I think because they saw the puppy in, and like you said, he was sniffing and going around things. That's because that wasn't for public access of a service dog. That was to get to show the prosthetic maker how
Right.
it is. So
Right, and like I say, you try to explain that, but they don't really care.
they don't.
You know,
They don't.
they see one thing. You know, it's like God says, you don't judge. You know,
Yeah.
and a lot of people judge. You know, they don't, they think before they speak. You know, and or speak before they think, or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
And they don't know the whole situation. And I try to explain that, and it just they don't want to.
Yeah, and who knows? They might even say the same about, you know, the live video, be like, oh, he knew it was going to be live, blah, blah, blah. It's like, haters are going to be haters.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you put your page private, that will diminish a lot of the hate.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well,
it was good talking to you. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much. And thank you for doing this for us, and I appreciate it. And
you're welcome.
We'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, ladies and germs, we are done. That was awesome, a 90-minute interview. And yes, I ate during the interview. I don't care. He seemed very nice. And they both did. Alright, who do I have on? Yay, it worked. What worked? Tech, mainly what? What are you talking about? You confuse me. Oh, you need to feed on it. Okay. Oh, technically, mainly you. Oh, I got ya. Jean, are you on? Because I'm going to stop this video. I'm getting tired. That interview just wiped me out. So I'm gonna take a couple more bites, get this video up. And thank you for watching and listening. I appreciate your feedback and stuff on him. He does sound pretty legit. A lot of good info he gave, and I'm very happy. I'm very pleased with what things he had said and stuff. So, anyway, I need to take my dog out and go to the bathroom and then go to bed. So, I'll talk to you guys later. Alright? Let me finish it the way I always finish it now. Peace.